Life isn't always glamorous. It is testing, trying, and grueling. For many who grow up in underprivileged and dangerous conditions, they learn to grow used to life's struggles and trials. Others still not only grow used to it, they learn to embrace it and spend their lives rushing towards the most difficult and even dangerous places and obstacles for the sake of others. Lesion is one such individual who seeks the dangers of the world to make it a safer place for everyone else. Liu Zilong was born in Xiongquan-o, also known as Junk Bay. Note that the name junk is not in reference to garbage, but rather a kind of ship. As a child, Liu worked with his father in the shipyards as a dismantler and salvager of ships. Obsolete and unusable tankers that no longer could be used were stripped of steel, engines, and parts that could still be used and resold on the market. It was dangerous work, as many tankers are surrounded by dangerous and hazardous materials and elements which put the workers, including his father, at risk. Liu was no different, of course. He was a hair's breadth from death many times as, when he was 10 years old, he fell into an oil tank and ingested large amounts of toxins while trying to escape. He would become sick from the toxic materials and ships and tanks he was working on, and these illnesses worried his father. But in truth, Liu grew stronger thanks to these experiences. He grew a fierce appreciation for the work, knowing that if he and his father did not do what he needed to be done, these hazardous conditions could plague other people. Not that his entire childhood was filled with difficulty, of course. Liu has fond memories of fishing trips with his father and watching the sunset over the bay, creating magnificent images in the water. Liu loved his hometown so much that even as an adult, he still lives nearby, fascinated by the small changes over time that have improved its conditions and helped it prosper, but also happy to see the subtle things that haven't changed. His difficult upbringing turned Liu into something of a philosopher, finding pleasures in the simple and meaningful. He understands the importance of prudence and conservatism in money, and only spends money on things that are of significant meaning to him. However, as the dismantling business dwindled to a halt, and his father injured his back, making himself unable to work, Liu, only 19 years old at the time, knew he was unable to support both he and his father on this meager income alone. Liu required new forms of income. Still filled with the desire to do what others wouldn't for the betterment of society, just as he did when he exposed himself to dangerous chemicals, Liu volunteered for work in Yunnan and Guangxi provinces to clear mines and explosives. Without flinching, Liu showed incredible bravery and resolve in seeking the dangerous mines and disarming them, which caught the attention of the Hong Kong police. It was through their recommendation that he joined the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Bureau, or EOD, which had the fortunate side effect of exposing Liu to new means of education on chemistry and forensic science, which furthered his understanding of the dangerous toxins, pathogens, and hazards others might face. His skill pushed him even further, and he was later inducted into the Special Duties Unit, or SDU, to help deal with chemical, biological, and radiological terrorist threats. His first real taste of action was in Operation Green Viper, in which Lesion was teamed with SAS operators Thatcher and Smoke to deal with a threat rising in Macau. From there, he won the respect of Thatcher, which was not lightly earned, and it was likely Thatcher's own endorsement that earned him acceptance into Rainbow. In fact, according to what Thatcher and Smoke revealed, Liu is one of the few non-SAS personnel who was able to withstand the SAS Resistance to Interrogation training program, which Liu attributes to his difficult and harsh upbringing. He was a clear choice for the CBRN unit thanks to his training, bravery, and unwavering desire to defend the world from the hazards he is brave enough to confront. He often consults with Lion and Finca in terms of finding more effective means of combating new dangerous threats. As a member of Rainbow, he has earned the respect of his peers for his level-headedness, practical approach to problem-solving, and, of course, his bravery. He remains unafraid of danger, and more than once was willing to take damage for the sake of a comrade. His self-sacrificing nature has earned him a few admirers in the unit, but he often brushes off such things. He is low-key in his attitude and often volunteers in underprivileged areas to better communities that he knows need the help, and his skill at seeking and disarming mines has led to the safe disarming of thousands of undetonated explosives. Perhaps it was this understanding of the danger mines pose that led to his inspiration for his gadget. Indeed, during the evaluation of his goo mines, Lesion explained he was largely inspired by punji stake traps used during the Vietnam War that his father and grandfather told him about. The traps involved creating pitfalls filled with stakes pointed upwards. The stakes were smeared with fecal matter and poisons to ensure that, even if one were to escape, the traps would kill in time. Of course, the toxin Lesion uses in his mines is not something Rainbow is prepared to divulge, and Doc is insistent that precautions be taken in the development of them. But this fearlessness that Lesion has in developing and employing them is a testament to his understanding of dangers, and it's earned him his nickname. During the Rainbow Split, in which Nighthaven broke ties with Rainbow and caused a division in the organization leading to the desertion of a handful of members, it would appear Lesion had something of an effect on Nighthaven. In Nighthaven's base, scans report finding a replica of Legion's Nanotox 32 uniform, which indicates they wanted to manufacture their own version of it. If that's the case, why did they not invite Lesion to join them? Finka, as a member of CBRN, has worked closely with Lesion before and is familiar with his capabilities. So the most likely reason that he wasn't invited is that Kali didn't trust him. Kali was a girl born to wealth who forged Nighthaven through her money, wit, and cunning. She favors sniping to stay out of range of her opponents and is willing to put her allies on the line of fire to secure victory without putting herself in danger.
Ellie! What the heck is he doing? Giving them a clear target.
Come out and play.
That won't stop me from trying. I don't know how you do things in the private sector, but we do not use people as bait here.
This is a game, Princess, and I just want it for you.
But Lesion is her complete opposite. A man who was born with nothing, put himself in danger numerous times for others, and continues to do so to this day. Is satisfied with the little he has, and Lesion stands in opposition to everything that Kali represents. Ask yourself, would Kali willingly volunteer to take down mines in a dangerous minefield? Doubtful. Lesion currently works under Kavera and Ghost Eye's squad. His poisonous touch is a warning and deterrent to anyone and everyone that threatens Rainbow and the world at large. There are those who fear the chance of gaining scars and flee from the danger of them. But Lesion has never run from danger, and he's too busy saving lives to care about how many scars he currently carries. Legion's Gadget, as mentioned before, are mines that were inspired by the punji sticks of the Vietnam War. Lesion starts each round with one mine ready to deploy, which he can throw on any flat surface in the trial. He gains access to an extra mine to deploy every 30 seconds, giving him a maximum of 8 mines total. The mines, once deployed, cloak themselves, making them hard to see, but not impossible. When an attacker steps within 1 meter of the mine detonates. Once activated, the mine fires a toxic needle into the operator. The needle doesn't do damage immediately, but after 2 seconds, it will do 4 points of damage and will continue to accumulate 4 points every 2 seconds until the needle is removed. While the needle is embedded in the attacker, they cannot sprint or defuse bombs. On top of this, while poisoned, the attacker has a hazy visual effect added to their peripheral vision, which can obscure vision. The attacker can choose to remove the needle through an animation prompt, but doing so will leave them temporarily exposed. Not only this, but the sound of a Lesion mine being detonated can be heard by defenders, and they may be able to use that to triangulate your location. Goo mines can be shot and destroyed, but meleeing one will still detonate it, and Lesion is able to pick up a mine after it's been deployed. However, goo mines can be countered by EMP grenades like Thatcher carries, and IQ can locate them. They can be destroyed by explosives or electrical charged obstacles, so placement is important. Aside from his gadget, Lesion is unique. He carries along 2 optional primaries and 1 secondary. In terms of primaries, he carries the 612 SD shotgun. This shotgun has an integrated suppressor, making it quiet in the kill. It carries a 6-drum magazine, which makes it a revolver shotgun. It has a very fast reload time for a semi-automatic shotgun and deals average damage. Landing all 8 pellets into a target in a single shot will instantly kill most targets not buffed by Doc or Rook armor. However, the advantages end there. It has a high recoil kick and lacks attachment thanks to the integrated suppressor. And worse yet, it has the slowest rate of fire of all semi-automatic shotguns. As far as shotguns go, it's not the worst you could ask for, but its risks outweigh many of its rewards.
Very upset that he's not able to stream snipe. Does she have barbecue? You look so damn good in that shirt, you can basically do whatever the hell you want.
His other primary is the T5 SMG. This SMG is similar to the MP7. Though it has a low damage output per shot, it has a 900 round per minute rate of fire, which largely makes up for this, meaning overall damage output per continuous fire is rather high. This, combined with its low recoil kick and fantastic controllability, makes headshots easier to land and placements of rounds tighter. This gun is compact, and though lacking in a grip attachment, it makes up for this thanks to its solid statistics. An excellent weapon for beginners and veterans alike.
You are being followed. Last operator standing.
And finally, for his handgun, he carries the Q929 handgun. This handgun boasts high damage per shot, but suffers from a rather harsh recoil. For this reason, the attachment of a muzzle brake is advisable, as it can help to mitigate some of the inaccuracy that comes from poor recoil. This gives the gun a distinct advantage over other handguns of similar damage outputs.
Take the time to breathe here and there.
In terms of strategy, in his video on Lesion, Russian Badger makes a key point about Lesion that can't be understated. Lesion does not punish rushing attackers, he punishes careful, slow attackers. Because Lesion can only deploy 2 of his mines during the prep phase, and the rest take time to accumulate, Lesion is limited in terms of placement and ability to deny entry. This means that Lesion must take advantage of common entry locations. My advice is to plant mines early on in common entry locations to the objective. If your team has other trappers, it's advisable to work alongside them. Planting mines near frost mats, for example, can instantly kill an attacker who falls for the trap. And planting a Lesion mine near an Nagoyo trap or a Kapkan trap can add on extra damage. It's also a good idea to put traps near areas of exposure, so that attackers will be more easily exposed to death if they stop to pull out the needle. Now, don't put goo mines too close to reinforced walls, as they may fall prey to Kali or Thatcher. In conclusion, Lesion is an all-around solid operator. In fact, he's my brother's favorite defending operator to play. Though his traps are not as quick and easy to disperse like Kapkan or Frost, his versatility in terms of placement can't be denied. Lesion's backstory is incredibly refreshing. A young boy growing up with nothing but learning the value of overcoming difficulty. I love it. In a world these days where people see hardship and shortcomings as reason to claim victimhood and to cry from the rooftops about their plights and struggles, it's nice to find someone who breaks the norm. Someone who has struggled his whole life but only uses that to push him further. There was a distinct point in his lore that I liked. It says he lives near his hometown, enjoying how much it's changed for the better, reminding him always that the future can always hold good things. This optimistic outlook is something I have to learn often to apply to my own life. And when it comes to war, covert operations, or even just daily life, Lesion has learned one of the most important lessons of all. Be mindful of every choice you make. And of course, every place you step. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care.